if you have any questions, I'll be here.
Do you want to, did the thing with Charlie Cole ever work? And are there some possibilities there?
There are. So Charles Cole graduated from St. Paul's Sorority.
Form of 73. Woo.
And he started a rock climbing shoe company, actually called 510, very prominent. And he just sold it to Adidas for $25 million. So that's in my 10-year plan, everyone. Sell this to Adidas for $25 million. So I contacted him, had phone conversations, email chains about how would you go about starting a business, which is kind of the other aspect of this project. Is if I ever came up with a working design, what would you do? And his idea was the first thing you do is make an ad. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to sell? And that's my whole more comfortable, more durable, safer idea. And I've talked to him a lot, and he invited me to come visit his factory in California, so I think there is a future there. And then even Richard Stess, who helped me with the actual creating a last, which is like that wooden thing, or these plaster molds. I think there's a lot of opportunity, and being a high school student, asking someone about their company, I was very fortunate that a lot of people were, oh, let me tell you all this stuff, and let me just send you this and that. So it's been really helpful, and I think there's people out there who agree that there should be progress in other areas. He's really nice.
I have a question. While the manufacturing process seems to have been one of your higher priorities, did you look at the costs and whether or not at some kind of scale you could approximate a price point for your redesigned shoe that's close to the existing price point?
I didn't quite get there. The man who helped me select all of my plastics did give me his information so that when I completed this project, I could call him back and say, this is what the one that I decided on, and this is how much I need for each shoe. He said he could help me figure out a price point. So I haven't quite gotten there. The plastic is the only thing that I'm 100% on. But
One of the beauties, though, is whatever she comes up with, if it's more durable than the old traditional, you would be able to go much higher in
that's
price.
like the same thing, like a Russian, I don't actually know now because I don't really buy them, but like you can get a point shoe like for $50 or $60, like one of those. Gator, I don't know, more. They apparently more, but Gator went into like 90 to 100. But Irene, one of the girls in the valley, wore hers for a year. Like, she was wearing them kind of soft, but she actually wore them for an entire year. And you guys can attest, like 2 months tops with any other shoe. So, that's the bargain.
Yeah.
So,
By the actual point is the moulding to fit an individual foot is a fabulous idea, but presumably you can't do it for just the standing foot or the sitting foot. So do you have to stay upright, sort of on your big toe?
Well, so this is kind of an example. So this is just my foot. So obviously, like, you wouldn't want to stand on that.
Yeah.
What I actually did is I wore like I put this on top of my foot. So to have something like this for different size feet that you could put on when you're molding would probably be ideal, so that you're not getting the toe shape.
Yeah.
But still, while having like, you can see like my bunions.
I mean, like, how did you, I'm trying to picture what you did.
With this.
Yeah, so what was John's
Okay, so
question?
you have like a plastic sock, or a plastic bag, and you put it on your foot. And this is like a shriveled up thing, and you get it wet and stretch it out. And you kind of just like pull it over your toe like you would a sock.
And then you would stand.
At one point,
I mean,
were you on point when it was hard?
When it was hard.
No, I was just holding my foot in the air.
Yeah, because also insert.
With it, okay. You have the box in it.
Yeah. So I'm sure that there are other ways I could have done it. And it's actually what was great about these, and the reason I contacted this Mr. Stess is because I only had to do it for 3 minutes. So were the other things I looked at, it's like, sit there with plaster on your foot for an hour. It's like, I'm not really interested in doing that. So, like, that was this guy's change. Like, he went from time, an hour to 3 minutes. And, I'm trying to go from the actual comfort and durability of the shoe to, maybe better.
The really funny thing to watch through this whole thing is she'd be doing things with no idea what she was doing, but no one else had ever done it. So she's just trying whatever
What machine could I
whatever
use to
worked.
cut?
So,
Like, when I tried sawing this open, that was actually one of the more difficult parts of my project. I hand saw, like standing there with a vise, this shoe and just sawing at it, or I put it through the bandsaw and it's just like, why is this not breaking? But then when it finally did, you can see how terrible the inside is. But everyone else in here is working on Vex robots, so kind of stayed in my room. I had to bring this all out here. I was in the machine shop. Someone would come in, they're cutting, standing there selling my point. It was definitely a learning experience, and for those of you who don't know, I'm looking to go into biochemistry and eventually biomedical engineering in college and as a degree. So something I would continue, the idea of prosthetics, or even continue with sports equipment and sports medicine. And so it's definitely helped me kind of find that interest. And I know there are a lot of schools now that really support students starting companies, and so looking forward to that. And I had the opportunity here too, which is amazing, to get this in high school. Just spend my own time doing what I want, cutting stuff. Literally spent hours cutting glass. But that's pretty much it. I have photos that chronicle the whole thing. And each week I wrote a journal, like I would if I was taking an engineering class. I probably have my journals from last spring as well. And it's that paper right there. And it's just, I did like a little section on everything I did, so it's pretty well organized. And I know exactly how the process went. But that's it. No, 8 months and